Okay, so all sounds very nice. How do we get there? Well, in short, we don't get there alone. The environmental movement simply does not have the power to take on the 1% and change our economy. There are not enough people in this country whose top issue is climate change for us to build a big enough movement to win. And maybe that'll change as the climate crisis gets worse, but it's true right now. But there are a critical mass of people in the US who hate the extractive economy. People whose top issue is racism or poverty or job insecurity or oppression or any of the other things that the extractive economy produces. So there's this classic tactic across history that has been to divide and conquer. And today, one way that looks like is fragmented movements. So you've got folks fighting the environment for the environment over here, and Black Lives Matter over there, and LGBTQIA justice over here. And that means that each movement cannot build enough power itself, working on its own in a silo, to take on the power of the 1% and tackle the root cause of the extractive economy. So we believe that we need to unite our movement with other movements. And at 350 PDX, in our campaigns, we try and fight for solutions that address the extractive economy or get at the systems that hold it in place. Or failing that, because it's kind of abstract to be trying to address the root cause of capitalism, we want to at least make sure that our campaigns address a bunch of symptoms at the same time. So that means that our climate solutions, our campaigns get more intersectional. So the solutions end up not just tackling carbon emissions, but also racial injustice, economic injustice, other issues as well. And this does two things. It leads to better solutions that do more things and make more people's lives better. But crucially, it also is strategic. It means that we can win bigger campaigns too. So by finding solutions at the intersection of various injustices, we get solutions that benefit more people, but the multiple movements will align and fight for together, which means you can build enough power to take on bigger campaigns. And big campaigns are what we need to tackle the climate crisis. So this happened with the Portland Clean Energy Fund. Some of you might have been in Portland in November 2018 when this passed. This was a first of a kind, frontline community-led ballot measure that put a 1% surcharge on billion-dollar retail corporations in Portland. And it's raising $50 million or more a year. And it's investing that money in weatherizing and homes and adding solar in low-income communities and communities of color here in Portland. And it trains people in those neighborhoods to do the work themselves, so the money goes into the community and stays there. And so this campaign, it tackles climate change, but it also tackles historic racial inequities, unemployment, Portland's housing affordability. And by having such an intersectional campaign, a big intersectional coalition came together to fight for it. And because of that, was able to overwhelm the kind of big business interests, like the Portland Business Alliance, that fought against it. And the campaign ended up winning 65% of the vote. So that coalition that was built around that campaign that you see in all the logos here, this is just the steering committee. The coalition is much bigger than that. Has since just grown. It turned into the Oregon Clean Energy Opportunity Campaign, which won 3 huge legislative victories last year. And it continues as a powerful force in Oregon. So some folks think that that making our campaigns intersectional, or by sometimes throwing our weight behind campaigns that aren't maybe specifically about climate change, like defund the police or eviction representation for all, that means we're diluting our power, spreading ourselves too thin. But we believe it's the opposite. We're only going to win big enough campaigns if we have a big enough movement of movements to back it up.